with more Marvel stuff, new Marvel Studios, Multiverse, Saga, Slate, Phase. Let's see what everything always has to say about this and check this out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Remen, aka Allfires. Now, even though we remain optimistic that the actor strike might actually be over before the end of the year, even if it takes until the beginning of 2024, Marvel Studios is at least going to have to acknowledge the theatrical slate one way or another for what's happening next year. Their movies obviously are a major cornerstone of releases, and if they're going to move off a date, that offers studios other opportunities to release movies there. And again, even if the actor strike isn't over, that's also going to impact the slate as well. Now, what we don't expect is there to be a major slate announcement for Marvel Studios to do the full update, give us the new release dates for Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, and fill in the slate along the way with all the empty holes that are now represented only by release dates that Marvel Studios has officially held but remain untitled. And that's what we're going to do today in this video. It's been a while, probably over 6 months since we've done one, a mock slate of all of the upcoming films confirmed and rumored by Marvel Studios, and then sort of fill them in along the way until the release eventually of Avengers Secret Wars, which right now sits in May of 2027, but may end up becoming May of 2028, and we'll talk about that as well during the video. We're going to break it down based on all the reports, industry insider and rumors alike over the last 2 years as to what's coming for the rest of the Multiverse Saga. If you could grab the subscribe button, we do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That'll automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway and a daily comic book giveaway we're doing all month in October. All you gotta do, be a sub, leave a comment down below if you want. Stick around at the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, because obviously this is a mock slate. We had to take some liberties, but keep two things in mind, as I said during the prologue. Number one, it's all based on reports, and number two, most of these dates are already officially published by Marvel. They just don't have titles attached. Now, unfortunately, it's been said of most projects, either like the Thunderbolts or Blade that never made it to filming, or Daredevil and Wonder Man that were already on set, none of those will resume production until after the first of the year, regardless of how fast the actor strike gets resolved, except for Deadpool 3. That's the one that's said to be the outlier, and if by some chance, based on how well the writers' negotiations went, the actors can get a negotiated deal, and sometime this year, Deadpool 3 will be fast-tracked to start production based on rumors, and we're going to work off of that for next year. That being said, in 2024, only expect 2 releases from Marvel Studios: Captain America Brave New World, either in its current July release date or moved up to May, and then Deadpool 3 released in winter of 2024, either in November or December, and again, that's assuming that they can get back to filming and this year. And moving into 2025, the slate remains pretty intact. Keep in mind, as late as last year, Marvel actually locked up 4 dates for movies in 2025. We assume we're going to roll that back to 3. Where February had the Fantastic Four penciled in, that's going to move to a May or July release in that year. 2025 should start with the Thunderbolts. That's going to get moved off of 2024 because it couldn't film this year. And of course, the same is said for Blade, which should have started filming in late spring, should now release in late 2025. So you'll have the 3 films. February will be Thunderbolts, May or July will be Fantastic Four, and the November date should be Blade. Now, going past that, there's only 4 movies we know Marvel Studios is officially making announced. Number 1 is Armor Wars, number 2 is Spider-Man 4, and you've got Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, but the possible slate really branches in 2 directions here. Last Marvel Studios officially announced, Avengers 5 was 2026, and Avengers 6 was 2027. But a lot of industry insiders, including the Twitter scoopster Can We Get Some Toast, have indicated that those are set to move again to 2027 and 2028 respectively. And if that's the case, gives us a lot more room for possible titles like the World War Hulk movie, which has been rumored to be the second part of Captain America 4 Brave New World, to make their way onto the calendar. So we're going to assume Avengers 5 and 6 are coming out in 2027 and 2028, and work from there. Now, assuming that Spider-Man 4 can get up and running and that the script has already resumed work now that the writer's strike is over, as soon as the actor's strike is done, we anticipate getting a brand new announcement for Tom Holland's deal. Spider-Man 4 should come out in 2026 alongside Armor Wars and possibly one other film from Marvel Studios. Yes, there have been recent reports of an X-Men film in development, and yes, it's possible that could come out during the Multiverse Saga, especially with recent rumors of what the team may look like. That's a topic for a separate video, but for right now, we'll assume it's Armor Wars, Spider-Man 4, in either Shang-Chi 2 or Doctor Strange 3. Now, I think the fact that both of those movies are pretty much a shoo-in for the Multiverse saga makes them pretty interchangeable when they should or would come out, but the fact that Destin Daniel Cretton is still directing Avengers 5, and I've always assumed that that and Shang-Chi 2, if they're connected, will shoot in a concurrent capacity, I actually think the slate becomes pretty clear from here. So in 2026, we get Armor Wars and Spider-Man 4, and the fall date is open. Shang-Chi 2 releases in February of 2027, leading into Avengers 5 in May. We then have another open fall date in 2027, with Doctor Strange 3 in February of 2028, and Avengers Secret Wars in May of 2028. Now, what you say goes into those two fall release dates? The first one, the World War Hulk project, that's said to be the second part of the conclusion to the start of the story Captain America Brave New World, and will be a surefire for the box office leading into Avengers 5. Then you get Shang-Chi 2 in February, Avengers 5 in May 2027, and then another open date. And what film would this be? None other than the Nomad Project, the project that Scarlett Johansson is producing that is top secret, the one that's also said to feature the return of Steve Rogers' Captain America. And this is where my theory gets super exciting about the Russos returning. You would imagine that if the Russos actually wanted to direct Avengers Secret Wars, that they would want one lead-in film, as I've said many times, to move the chess pieces the way they did during the Infinity Saga. And could you imagine a world where Chris Evans would come back to play Captain America again, especially if it focuses on a time when the Russos were directing, right in there in the Secret Avengers after Civil War, and the Russos wouldn't be able to direct it? So if the rumors are true about them telling Marvel Studios, we won't be available to the end of the decade, and then we see that they're moving this to 2028, and then we hear there's an open date with a possible return of Steve Rogers for a Nomad project, it seems like everything is falling into place for the Russos to return, direct that Captain America project in fall of 2027, get Doctor Strange 3 in February, and Avengers Secret Wars in 2028 with the conclusion of the Multiverse saga. And again, this is literally the projects we've heard reported. I'm not pulling these out of thin air. These are where the reports have been. This doesn't leave any of the reports out. There's no other rumored films we've been hearing about, just these two. And then you have 2 dates left on the calendar. That's if you move them one more year. Everything seems to fit nicely into this package. But again, it's just all speculation. And unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until either D23 in September, or if we're lucky, San Diego Comic-Con next summer, if the actor strike is concluded, to hear this official update from Marvel. Either way, though, and as I mentioned right at the beginning of this video, they're going to have to address next year whether the strikes end or not, because eventually they're going to have to tell us if the movies are coming out. Deadpool for sure will not be released in May, unfortunately, guys. It's already past its deadline. But let me know all your thoughts down below. If you like the schedule, what you think of this possible schedule, and if there's any other projects you would want to see to go down during the Multiverse saga. I really don't think the X-Men has a shot, guys, and as I said when we reported on that the other day, the X-Men likely aren't coming out to the beginning of what's said to be the Mutant Saga, which is after the Multiverse saga concludes. Guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel, and we're doing a comic book giveaway every day in October. Super simple to be entered to win. All you got to do is be a sub and leave a comment on this video. Every Sunday is when we'll announce all the winners. So there'll be 7 winners announced every Sunday for the daily comic book variant giveaways. They're at random. I have tons of them over the years. We're just going to give them away. All you got to do, be a subscriber, comment on the video, because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos the same way I'm doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name is Michael Roman. Find me over on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on all platforms with original music under the name Allfires, hence the AKA at the beginning of the video. And I will see you guys with the watch parties back on Thursday night for Loki Season 1. I'll also be dropping my reaction and non-spoiler review in the next couple of days once the embargoes are up. All right, see you later. Peace.
Subscribe, like this video, and see you guys. Bye.